He worked hard for years and still felt like he was standing in the same place, like life was a treadmill that stole sweat but never gave distance. He wasn't careless. He was the kind of person people praised, the kind who showed up early, stayed late, and tried to be useful. And that's what made it so painful, because when you work hard and nothing changes, you don't just feel tired, you start questioning your worth. This is the story of Noah, a man who did everything society calls right and still watched his life stay small. Noah believed effort was the answer. When he felt behind, he didn't rethink. He pushed harder, like more pressure could fix a wrong direction. He took pride in being dependable. He said yes to extra tasks. He solved problems nobody else wanted. He became the person people leaned on. The problem was, he was building other people's progress while his own dreams stayed untouched, collecting dust like a closed book. Every morning he woke up with a tight feeling in his chest. Not fear, not panic, just the weight of another day that would look productive but feel empty. He had goals once. He used to talk about learning a skill, starting a project, improving his health, creating something that belonged to him. But those goals were always after work gets easier, after the right time, after the next month, after the next promotion, after he feels stable. Years passed in that after, and the scary part wasn't the time. It was how normal the delay started to feel. Noah told himself he was being responsible. He told himself he was doing what adults do. He told himself he couldn't risk stability. And the lie felt reasonable because he really was busy. But busy can be a disguise, and it can hide the most dangerous thing, directionlessness. One day, Noah's boss called him into a meeting and praised him for being reliable, then handed him even more work. Noah smiled and nodded and said yes, the way he always did, but something inside him sank because he realized the reward for being capable was more weight. That night, he sat in his car before going inside, staring at the steering wheel like it had answers, feeling a quiet anger he didn't know how to name. He thought, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, but his life wasn't opening. It was closing, like a room with no windows. He started comparing himself to people he knew who worked less, but moved faster, people who seemed to have momentum without exhaustion. At first, he judged them. He told himself they were lucky. Then he noticed something that scared him. They weren't luckier, they were clearer. They weren't always stronger. They weren't always smarter. But they seemed to know what they were building, and Noah realized he wasn't building anything. He was surviving. He was maintaining. He was staying busy enough to avoid facing the bigger question. Where is this going? Noah's hard work was real, but it was scattered, like pouring water onto sand and wondering why nothing grows. He had effort, but no aim. He had motion, but no direction. And without direction, effort becomes a slow, polite form of self-destruction. One Friday, Noah met his older cousin Liam for dinner, the one person in the family who always seemed calm, even when life was chaotic. Liam listened to Noah complain, not dramatically, just honestly, and then he asked a question that felt too simple to matter. What are you working toward? Liam asked. Noah answered quickly, a better life. But Liam didn't let him escape with a vague sentence. No, Liam said. I mean specifically. What are you building that belongs to you? What is the target? Noah opened his mouth, then closed it, because his mind was full of tasks but empty of targets, and the silence made him feel exposed. Liam didn't shame him. He nodded and said, that's why you feel stuck. You're working hard, but you're working blind. Noah tried to defend himself. He said, I'm doing everything I can. I'm exhausted, and Liam said, exhausted doesn't mean effective. That sentence hit Noah like cold water because he realized he had been using fatigue as proof that he was progressing. Liam leaned in and said, hard work is a tool. A tool can build a house or dig a hole. Direction decides what the tool creates. Noah felt something shift. Not motivation. Clarity. The kind of clarity that makes you uncomfortable because it reveals what you've been avoiding. Liam told him a story about a man who pushed a boulder every day, sweating and suffering, only to realize he was pushing it in circles. "That's you," Liam said softly. "And it's not because you're weak. It's because nobody taught you to choose a direction." Noah went home that night and saw his life differently. His calendar wasn't a plan. It was a list of obligations. His effort wasn't a path. It was a reaction. He opened his notebook and wrote a question at the top of the page. Where am I going and why? At first, he wanted to write a big answer, something impressive, something that sounded like a speech, but Liam's words echoed in his head. Specific, not dramatic. Direction, not dreams. Something you can measure, not something you can fantasize about. So Noah wrote one honest sentence. I want to build a skill that increases my income and gives me freedom. That sentence wasn't perfect, but it was real. And real is where change begins, because real gives you something to aim at. Then he wrote another question. What is one direction that fits my life right now, not my fantasy life? He chose one skill he could actually commit to, something he had delayed for years, and he decided to treat it like a second job. Not a romantic second job, not a hype project, a boring, scheduled, consistent practice that would compound over time. The next morning, Noah woke up and felt the old weight return, the feeling that life was about to drag him again. But this time he had a small plan, and small plans are powerful because they can be obeyed even when your feelings are loud. He created a rule called the direction block. 90 minutes, 3 times a week, protected like a meeting. No phone, no emails, no helping others, just the one skill that moved him toward his target. The first session felt awkward. He was slow. He felt stupid. He wanted to quit because starting a new direction makes you a beginner again. And beginners don't feel powerful. They feel exposed, which is why most people stay busy in areas where they already look competent. Noah almost stopped after 20 minutes, and he remembered Liam's sentence. Exhausted doesn't mean effective. So he stayed, not because it felt good, but because he wanted to build self-trust, and self-trust is built by staying when it's boring. The next week, he did it again. Same block. Same discomfort. But something changed. The discomfort became familiar. Familiar discomfort is a sign you're on a path, because paths are repeated, and repeated things stop feeling like emergencies. Noah noticed something surprising. His regular job still felt heavy, but it didn't feel as hopeless, because now his effort had a second channel. He wasn't only pouring water into sand. He had started pouring water into a cup, and even if the cup was small, the level was rising. Then life tested him. His job got busier. People asked for favors. Emergencies appeared. And Noah felt the old urge to sacrifice his direction. He almost did, because he was addicted to being needed, and being needed is an easy way to feel valuable. But he wrote a new rule. I can help people after I help my future. That rule felt selfish until he realized the truth. If he never protected his direction, he would spend his entire life being useful while staying stuck. And that isn't virtue, it's avoidance. Noah began saying no more often. Not in a rude way, in a calm way, and the world didn't collapse like he feared. He realized most people don't need you as much as they use you. And when you stop being available, they simply adjust. The guilt was real at first. He felt like he was failing others, but then he saw a deeper guilt he had carried for years. The guilt of failing himself quietly, every day, by never choosing a direction that belonged to him. Noah created a second tool called the one metric, one measurable sign that the direction is working, not 10 metrics, not a complicated system, one signal that proves you're moving forward. For him, it was hours practiced weekly, and one small output every month, something he could show, not just think about. That changed his mindset because outputs are honest. Outputs don't care how busy you were. Outputs don't reward your excuses. Weeks became months. Noah didn't feel like a new person overnight, but he felt something quieter. Momentum. Momentum is not excitement. Momentum is the feeling that your effort is finally pushing you somewhere. Noah also noticed a painful truth about his past. He had been loyal to effort, not loyal to results. He wore effort like a badge, but effort without direction is a badge that costs your life. One afternoon, Liam asked him, "How do you feel now?" Noah smiled and said, "I'm still tired, but I'm not lost." That difference matters because tired with direction feels like building, but tired without direction feels like drowning. Noah's life didn't become perfect. He still had hard weeks. He still had doubts. But now his hard work had a target, and targets create hope. Here's the mindset lesson Noah learned, and it's simple. Hard work is not the goal. Hard work is the fuel. Direction is the steering wheel. If you are working hard and going nowhere, don't immediately blame your discipline. First, check your direction. Ask yourself, if I keep doing this for one more year, where will I be? If the answer scares you, then your effort needs a new aim. Use a practical reset called the 3-question direction check. What am I building? What is one metric that proves it? What block of time protects it? Then create a minimum. One direction block per week, even if it's small, because small direction beats massive scattered effort. Also, reduce your guilt. You are allowed to stop being available for everything. You are allowed to protect your future. Noah didn't stop working hard. He simply stopped working blind, and that's when the same effort began producing a different life. Because the truth is, many people don't need more effort. They need less noise and a clearer target. Your life won't change because you push harder in the same place. Your life changes when you choose a direction and let effort compound inside it. So today, if you feel stuck, don't ask, "How do I work harder?" Ask, "Where am I going?" and protect that answer. Choose one direction. Shrink it until it fits your life. Block the time. Track one metric. Repeat. That's how hard work becomes a tool that builds, not a tool that buries you. And when your effort finally has direction, you stop feeling like your days disappear because your days start adding up. Noah didn't find a secret hack. He found a steering wheel, and with a steering wheel, even a slow car can reach a new place. Every story reshapes your mindset.